Yes, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching from. Welcome back to the Izexonamidu YouTube Sports channel, where we give analysis on the trending sports news that are making headlines. Today, I will be talking about the return of Arsenal danger man, that is Bakayo Saka, who has missed out several games, who has missed out one game. That is the game of Arsenal against Man City. News reaching to us is that Bakayo Saka, the Arsenal wonder kid, will be back to action and will face or will be available or will be amongst the players to be selected on the game that Arsenal will be visiting Chelsea at Stamford Bridge come next week. This comes after Bakayo Saka had just gotten some knock that came in the game that Arsenal played against Bournemouth. Despite the fact that Arsenal had thumped Bournemouth 4-0 and was one of the few goal scorers, was substituted, and even they went on to play the game against Rennes, where they were beaten in the Champions League. He was also substituted. So on the game of Arsenal against Manchester City, I wasn't available because of that knock. We had previously not gotten the update on the length of the injury. However, news reaching to us after an interview for the from the Arsenal medical team, we have just gotten clarity that this wonder kid, or the best player currently at Arsenal Football Club, will be available for the game of Arsenal against Chelsea. News reaching to us is that Bakayo Saka has even started training with some of the few players who did not go for international duties. So if is available, everybody who had issues or who had worries that their player, that is Bakayo Saka, won't be around, I think you've been sorted. Reason being that this younger boy will be available for the game against Chelsea. This season, Bakayo Saka himself, that is the 22-year-old wonder boy, playing for even on the English national team. However, in this international break, hasn't been called, as I told you earlier on, that he had gotten some injury or had just gotten some knock. Now, after missing out on the England games, that is the friendly against Australia, and we will also miss out on England's game against Italy in the Euro qualifier, that is 2024, that will be held in Germany, that is in Berlin. So is currently available training with Arsenal Football Club. So anyone who had great regrets, as I told you earlier on, let me hope that you have now a smile on your face that this Bakayo Saka himself, or the big man himself at Arsenal, is back and will be available for selection. This season alone, Bakayo Saka has so far scored 5 goals in all competition, in that he has 4 goals in the English Premier League, and he also has 1 goal in the Champions League. I remember that goal when Arsenal thumped PSV Eindhoven, that is the Dutch side, 4-0 at Emirates Stadium, was one of the goal scorers who participated on that game. However, this time, after getting that knock, Mikel Arteta decided to rest him for the rest of the games until he's made available. So, on the game of Arsenal against Chelsea, this younger boy will be available. Despite the fact that in his absence, after Arsenal almost taking 8 years without beating Manchester City, remember, Arsenal last beat Manchester City, that was in December 2015. Ever since then, it had not beaten Manchester City until recently, when we had our previous Premier League games, courtesy of Gabriel Martinelli's injury time winner, that was in the 87th minute, when Arsenal had to grab all the 3 points away from Manchester City to take away Manchester City's dominance over Arsenal, in that Arsenal had recorded 12 consecutive losses in the Premier League against Manchester City. We hope that after him being rested on the game of Manchester City, this Bakayo Saka this time will be available. And we also know that even when he's in the team, there is more pressure or there is some style of play that he had on the team. First and foremost, he drives the ball when going into the box. And the biggest thing or the difference with other competitors or fellow players at Arsenal, that when he gets space outside the box or inside the box, his only eye, that is eye on goal, he has to shoot that ball heavily. Either it is saved by the goalkeeper or it goes either it is solved by the goalkeeper or it goes into the net. Even remember previously, ever since Mikel Arteta's coming, this Bakayo Saka had played 87 consecutive Premier League games. It is until recent on the game of Manchester City that this Bakayo Saka missed out a game ever since Mikel Arteta came. That means in the presence of Mikel Arteta and Bakayo Saka is his biggest key player, that in his absence, he thinks that Arsenal cannot win a game if Bakayo Saka is not there. First and foremost, he has trust in this younger boy, and also the young boy himself also has trust in Bakayo Saka. So that's what we hope, that if Arsenal continues with such style of play, and remember this season, Arsenal is also unbeaten. It has played 80 games. Out of the 80 games, it has only drawn a game, that was against Fulham at the Emirates Stadium when they went 2-2. They also drew against Tottenham Hotspur, that was also 2-2. That is still at Emirates Stadium. And they have won the rest of the games, making them on a tally of 20 points in the entire Premier League season, level on points with Tottenham Hotspur, despite the fact that Tottenham is ahead, I think, by goal difference. So that's how things are to anybody watching out the slSaka YouTube sports channel, one of the fastest sports channels in the world. Till yours, I'm out for now.